Wait, what? I have 200 crit damage maxed out on the backfire. I'm not bleeding? Where's the bleed? I'm reloading and I'm not bleeding. Come on. Look at that damage, 700,000 as a crit. I'm reloading my weapon, but I'm not bleeding. That's impossible. How is that working? No, this is hacks. I'm not bleeding. Man, I'm reloading my weapon, I'm not bleeding. What? Come on. Hey, what's up everyone, Same Time Gaming here. Welcome back for another Division 2 build video. Well guys, you already saw the crazy intro right there. Yes, I'm using a backfire and I'm not bleeding and my damage is crazy. So that's what I'm trying to achieve in this build. Now this is based on the backfire SMG only. If you want, you can use a different SMG, but I'm going to tell you what you have to do when you use a different SMG. So, you don't have to be like bleed resistant and something. So I do have crazy amount of bleed resistant on it, and I'm not taking any type of bleed damage on this build, but I do have crazy crits on this. So let me show you the build right here. As you can see, I'm using gunner specialization because currently it's my favorite. That armor on kill is really sweet. You can use the different specialization, doesn't matter. Now of course the backfire SMG is there because this build is based on this. The backfire SMG is a really sweet SMG with that total damage and RPM. It's really nice. The only problem is the bleed. That's the only problem, because every time you fire this weapon, you gain that critical hit damage stack, which stacks up to 200. So basically you have 200% critical hit damage on this SMG, right? So the only problem is the bleed. So what if we can mitigate this bleed? That would be a pretty good build, right? So that's what I try to achieve in this build, and it's actually working really nice. I played these missions on Heroic with a bunch of players, and I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed with this this setup, and it's working really good. Okay, now the secondary weapon is the mop because 10% armor and kill is really nice. So situational, when I need that armor, I just use this and kill them, and it actually crits really good as well. The crit with the shotgun is really nice as well. So yeah, now the build I have here all high end. Now I have one piece of YAL gear. You have to have a one piece of YAL gear anyway. It doesn't have to be a mask. I have a mask. It's not a Hollow Man though, like this Hollow Man. It's not the Hollow Man. It's just a normal YAL gear. You can use anything else like knee pads, gloves, whatever you want. You can use YAL gear because 10% has a protection. I got that armor. This is the only piece in this build which has armor roll. Otherwise everything has like, weapon damage. So it's a DPS build. Don't get it wrong. Don't think of this as a compromised DPS, more like a hazard protection build. No, it's crazy damage. All right, DPS is right there. So it is a DPS build, but it has like bleed resistance. So so I have this critical hit damage mod here. I mean not mod, like attribute, and hazard protection 9.1 and bleed resistance mod. You can see 9.3. The chest piece I gone for Grupo Sombra because of that 15% critical hit damage. 12.8 weapon damage, 6% crit chance, and 11% crit damage. Bleed resistance mod, and intimidate is the talent. Now previously I was actually using obliterate, this chest piece. I was using obliterate and vigilance combo, and that was actually doing a bit more damage than this one, the adrenaline rush and intimidate. But then again, meta talents, many people are actually using this when they're using SMG. So I thought just keep it like this and instead of using obliterate. But yeah, you can use obliterate and vigilance if you want to. It will actually do really nice damage as well. Now for the backpack, I'm going for Sheshka, and I'm using two pieces of Sheshka because one piece 10% crit chance, and second one gives me that hazard protection 10%. So I have weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, bleed resistance again as a mod, and adrenaline rush talent because this will help me proc my intimidate on the chest piece. So that's basically it. Now I have two pieces of Sokolov, which is my glove and holster. My glove, as you can see, weapon damage, crit damage, and hazard protection maxed out, guard roll, which is sweet. For the holster, I have weapon damage, crit damage, and hazard protection. There is no crit chance roll because you don't really need it. Since it's an SMG build, you don't really want crit chance in your build, and so that's a good thing, right? Now, knee pads, again, the second Sheshka here, weapon damage, crit damage, and hazard protection. And let me show you my stats right now. So you can see with the backfire, I have 58% crit chance, which is a really sweet, amount. So it's nice. I think I'm missing a little bit of crit here and there, maybe that way, but it's okay, fine. 58 is really nice. Okay, it's not bad. Now, 150% crit damage, which is really sweet as well. So I told you this is a DPS build. So 150% critical hit damage is really nice as well. Now let me show you my defensive stats. So here it is. So you can see I have 68.6% hazard protection. This will be 70% if I had everything maxed out. But some of my mods or the attributes are like 9.123 like that. So that's why it's a 68. But it should be like hazard protection 70%. But you can see the main thing, the bleed resistance is 97.2%. You don't need to be 100%. You need like 94 or 95, if I'm not mistaken. That's the amount you want for any particular like status effect. So you will be immune to that. So it's like 94% or 95, kind of like that. So you'll be immune to that particular status effect. That's basically it. So 97 is fine. You don't need 100%, okay? 97% is fine. I'm completely bleed resistant. Whenever I reload my weapon, my backfire, I don't receive any type of bleed. So I don't have to wear a ninja, bite knee pads, or like, yeah, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just face tank, reload, and I will be taking 0 bleed damage, okay? Now, the good thing about this build is if you don't want to use the backfire, you can use any other SMG, like Chatterbox or MPX or like, Dark Winter. You can use that. And if you're using it for PvP and stuff and some other status effect is bothering you, you can change the bleed resistance mods to something else, like burn resistance, disorient, disrupt, ensnare, whatever. You can change those mods, and then you will be immune to that particular resistance, status effect. So you will be resistance to burn resistant if you put on burn resistant mod. If you put on disrupt resistance mod, you'll be resistance to that. If you put on ensnare resistance mod, you'll be resistance to that. But when you do that, make sure you don't use the backfire, because then you will take bleed damage. So yeah, use a different weapon, use different resistance mods. That's basically it, okay? So, or, just use critical hit damage mod. But this build is basically revolving around this backfire SMG, so that's why I'm using all bleed resistance mod and stuff. So that's the build pretty much. You saw it. Now let me show you the damage, how much you can do on the shooting range right here. So right now I only have Intimidate going on, which is basically the only damage source right now. So like the damage talent source right now. Now, once I keep firing my SMG, I will gain critical hit damage, right? That's what the backfire does. So when I shoot right now, I'm critting for like 395,000, which is not that impressive, right? But when I just keep on firing my weapon, my critical hit damage is improving. You can see now I'm critting for 460, 70. Now look at that, reload, no bleed. Now look at that, I'm reaching that 60% crit damage mark extra. And look at that, 528% crit damage, getting that 100% crit damage mark, critting for 569,000. Look at that, 500 and now I'm reaching 600,000. Now I'm going to reload again, no bleed. Yeah, so reaching that 650k crit mark, and 70 right now, 670. You can see now once I hit 200% crit damage right now, you look at that, 200% crit. Now when I crit, every single crit will be 709,000. Which is close to 710,000. So every time I crit right now with 200% crit damage on my backfire, I'm critting for 709,000. So that's crazy, right? Now that's on body. If I crit on head, that will be like 820k. So that's a nice crit damage, considering the amount of resistance this particular build has. So using the backfire, reloading the backfire, no bleed, critting for 700,000 on the body. I would say it's a really successful build. That's a really nice build. So yeah, just give it a try and let me know how you feel about this build. And I played this build with a lot of mission, and I had a lot of fun. And I would say this is really sweet. This is really perfect way to actually build a build with the backfire, I would say. And yeah, just let me know how you feel it. Give it a try if you have all the pieces, and just write in the comment section how you feel about this build. And yeah, that's basically it for the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.